Okay everyone, so I'm sitting here with our amazing dietitian, Abraham. He's part of the athletic culture team, and I just wanted to take 10 to 15 minutes to kind of interview him a little bit, to pull some information out of him, to give you guys an idea of what the service would be like if you were to work with Abraham, and also hopefully bring some value and some free information to answer some questions that you may have been concerned about or wondering about. So Abraham, I'd like to start by letting the people know, what is your degree and what got you in and why were you interested in becoming a dietitian?
Absolutely. First, I'm blessed to be a part of athletic culture. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
So I have been very interested in health and healthcare system for so long time that I started my journey with becoming a life science student at the University of Toronto. So I did my bachelor degree in nutrition and physiology major.
Cool.
And after doing my majors in those and graduating from the University of Toronto, I decided to basically do dietetics degree because what I believe is I'm a very proactive person personally.
Okay.
So, and after seeing that one of our biggest hit is that chronic conditions, chronic medical diseases variety of from diabetes, from heart disease, from cancer are all related for our based on nutrition, how we feed ourselves, how we exercise. So we really can reduce those numbers down, and it will be like a burden on the healthcare system. We reduce it as well as ourselves. We can have a more long life, a higher quality of life by just concentrating on how we can prevent us from getting there. So that's what's all brought me those passion of being proactive person and being understanding how can we prevent from becoming sick in the first place rather than treating what is broken.
I love it. I love everything about that. I love for what you stand for, and that's something that we need to get out there more, the advice that needs to get out there more. And I think more people are interested in today's society in eating healthier. I think more people know they need to eat healthier. And I think a lot of people are just over consumed with all the misinformation that's out there. So hopefully we're gonna get a little bit of clarity on how he approaches diet. So I'd like to ask you, someone walks in for a consultation, what can they expect? What does that process look like? They walk into athletic culture, they set up a consultation, they have no idea what that's gonna look like. How do you break that down? How do you introduce yourself to them? How do you introduce them into the system? What's the next step they could look and they could expect?
Absolutely, you're right. Like as you mentioned, like we are bombarded with so much information, and the main problem here is that society are getting unhealthier, and statistic is showing it's going further unhealthier, and the main reason because knowledge is not always translated to application. So there are so much conflicting information out there, and what we will bring together is basically creating sustainable outcome for you. So it will be like a strategic mindset. We will go and tackle, put goals that is individualistic for you, and also basically we will tackle all the factors, not just nutrition. Because when we talk, let's say about like a weight loss, it is not about just purely calories in and calories out. There are so many factors that plays in your nutrition program, including your lifestyle, your stress factors, your sleep hygiene. So it's more complex than you think of it, and always great to have someone who holds you accountable, who makes you put that knowledge into action, and basically will walk throughout the map with you, create goals for you based on your specific performance based or medical condition based. So what we will do is we will analyze through your initial assessment, what are you going through, and then based on that we will create together a nutrition program that lasts for long, and it's not just by restriction with the fat diet. That's one thing with the fat.
So it kind of sounds like someone comes in and the first step is getting to understand where they're coming from, what their schedule looks like, their work schedule. Are they working out? What's their history with diet? If they have a medical problem, and what's their relationship like food like, and kind of breaking it down and understanding who they are, where they're coming from, and also where they want to go, and then creating obviously a system to try to get to that goal. And would you say that everybody has huge goals? I'm very goal oriented. Most people are gonna wanna lose the 100 pounds, lose the 50 pounds. And I believe in dreaming big, and I think that anything is possible. So if someone comes in and they have, an astronomical goal, do you say that's obtainable, but we need to work incrementally towards that? Like, is that part of the process once you've learned what their goal is and how we're going to get there?
Exactly. That's one of the biggest things that it comes with it. It's just like we need to be realistic in the time frame that we will put together and the goals that we are going to achieve. Of course, I also believe there is nothing impossible and every goal is possible, but there are limits to how much you can do per time frame.
Yeah.
So that's why it is when we talk about based on your personal factors, based on your goals, and based on what you're going through mentally, psychologically, stress that you're having, what previous diet that you tried, failures that you have, we will create all those past experiences as a feedback and make sure that this will be your last stop for whichever goal you're trying to accomplish it, and put it in together in a basic map and nutrition program that will best suit your lifestyle, and that's the most important thing. And when it comes to those one fits all programs, that's why I'm so against them, because our genetics, our emotions, our biochemistry, physiology are all very subjective. There is no such a thing where you can put 10 people in one single program and expect they have the same outcome, the same result, because that's not how it works. Every single person is different, every single genes works differently.
Of course, and that's what I love about the approach that we're going to be taking through you to service not only athletic culture, but eventually the community of Barrie and hopefully Canada-wide as we start to move this forward. So next question. Someone comes in and there's many different fad diets, which we kind of spoke about. Somebody says, and I think there's some merit to a lot of different diets. I think the basis of where they were founded on has some good principles, but I think they get stretched as they hit the internet and different places. So someone comes in and says, my friend lost 50 pounds on the keto diet. I want to do the keto diet, but I don't know how to do it. My friend lost weight or feels better on the vegan diet. I watched that documentary on Netflix that made me want to do the vegan diet, or maybe they want to try intermittent fasting. Again, I think there's good principles to all those that were just mentioned, but for sustainability purposes and whatever, I don't think that any one of those are the best suited for the human body. So someone comes in, they've seen some of this, or they've been told this is the way to go, and they're coming to you. How do you approach that? Because sometimes it's a moral thing, like especially with the vegan or the vegetarian style, sometimes it's just misinformation. So how do you talk them off the ledge for that? How do you approach that? And what is the goal for you? Is it to bring them back towards a sustainable, balanced diet? Or is it to find out why that they're interested in doing that diet?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, yes, there are so many fad diets. I'm not against or pro. It's basically there is a certain fact about diet, how it works and how it does not work. And first, let's say if someone coming to me as a ketogenic diet, we will take a look deep into what's the point or why they chose to go on ketogenic diet, how the results been, why they are seeing results or not seeing results, because so far there's no study that shows on a long term there is a sustainable one single fat diet. And the reason behind that is restrictions. That we as humans are always fall more craves into things that is restricted from us. We go towards things that we restrict ourselves. So that's why at some point in our lives, when our restrictions we will fall off the wagon if they have restrictions. So what I will do is basically we will go together, we will understand deep more down of your goals, why you are following, and try to basically modulate into a way that more in a system or in a plan that will work more sustainably, because we don't want you, I want you to leave the facility or leave the program when you are being able to take away the weight that you gained or the condition that you saw, like you got off diabetic medication, you got off hypertension medication, and you stay like that to your entire life, not just for 6 months, 7 months, 3 months, and then you regain your weight or have this yo-yo dieting, which actually negatively impact your health. It's worse than when you started from.
Yeah. So what we just talked about kind of leads into what I wanted to talk about next, which is macro-based diets and sustainability, which is kind of where we're headed now. So going back 10, 15, 20 years ago, everybody thought that can't have any sugar, you can't have any type of fat. You know, there's always been all the different misconceptions. You have to eat the boiled chicken and broccoli to lose weight. And I mean, science and data shows now that if you're burning 2,000 calories and you eat under 2,000 calories, unless you have a medical condition, more than likely you're going to start to lose that weight, right? So at the end of the day, a lot of people follow the rule of 80-20 kind of thing, 80% good nutrition, 20% a little bit of flexibility. Can you explain, when we talk about sustainability, what people mean by that? Because a lot of people don't understand what that means. And also, what's sustainable for me might not be sustainable for other people,
again,
right?
It's very subjective.
Yeah.
And what we mean by sustainability is basically you follow a diet, or not a diet. You basically have to enjoy what you eat. You basically have to enjoy what you do on a daily basis. Your lifestyle or life transformation should be in a way that you're not forced to do for you seeing the outcome. You are doing by enjoying it and seeing the outcome as it goes. And as you mentioned, there are when we talk about flexible dieting, I'm very pro to flexible dieting and macro distribution, and that is because it gives you flexibility of basically eating anything without any restriction. However, we will talk based on subjective goals, it should become into micronutrient levels when we go over it, that make sure that even though it's flexible and even though you're hitting your macros, meanwhile it's nutritious as well, because you can go on macro and hit your targets without exceeding them. But if you are eating all day fast food, that's not going to be a good
So
idea.
on that topic, I wasn't really planning on talking too much about this, but we're going to do more target point information videos at some point to really dig deep into certain topics. But the flexible dieting thing, it's like on a spectrum of like, you can eat whatever you want. You know, cake is a carb, Oreos are a carb, and they're as equal to eating any other carb. To the other spectrum of flexible dieting, where it's saying, you know, I ate 3 or 4 healthy meals tonight, I want to have a glass of wine with my meal and a small dessert, as long as it meets my macro requirement. I've eaten really well all day, but I'm going to have a little bit of fun, I'm going to enjoy myself. That's kind of what we're talking about.
We don't want to sabotage ourselves. We don't want to basically have a birthday party and the next day we wake up and we are crying or regretting for what we ate. That's not healthy. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You have to enjoy life. You have to enjoy what you are doing, and that's what we will learn together. Behavioral based approach, flexible and things that are not just like sustainable, but you are also enjoying it.
Because it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40, 50 years old. If you're trying to lead a healthier lifestyle from whatever age you're at, let's just say you're 40. You're going to have to do this till you're 50, till you're 60, we're talking 20, 30, 40 years.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to stay consistent in anything you do, whether it's building a business, building a healthy lifestyle, raising children. It's about consistency, right? It's about doing the right things every day. It's not about hammering down so hard for a short period of time, getting some minimal results out of it or maximum results that are going to fade away within a couple of weeks when you go back to your regular
Exactly, and we can only maintain that consistency as long as we are enjoying the process. So I would like you to take you into the process that you are enjoying. That's why I'm saying that we will dig down there to fit your lifestyle, your schedule, your needs, basically.
Okay, weight loss. I feel like 80 to 90% of people that you're probably going to meet in both of our industries are looking to lose weight.
Absolutely.
Body fat, not just lose weight.
Absolutely.
They're looking to lose body fat. Sometimes they have chronic conditions. Sometimes they want to gain muscle. But a big percentage of people want to lose weight. They struggle with it. In my opinion, it's usually just as simply as under-exercising and overeating most of the time, just eating too many calories. What do you think it may be difficult for you to answer this, but what do you think is the top 3 things of why people aren't losing weight?
First, I would mention that one of the biggest reasons is like following fad diet, I would say. And the reason is that it's restrictions. Restrictions doesn't last long, and when we do restriction for a while and lose weight, we are also, as we know, that our metabolism is not steady too. So we go down with the metabolism too. And then when we hit at the point where we cannot restrict ourselves anymore because we hit the plateau and nothing is working and we are not enjoying it, we did just for the sake of losing weight, then we go back to eat all the crap or the craving that we used to restrict ourselves, and that's where you're messing with your metabolism. So that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we are we don't mess our metabolism by making sure we are loving what you're doing and it's sustainable. It's not like 6 months and then you fall off the wagon, and again yo-yo dieting is causing even worse than just from where did you started from.
100%. People don't realize the metabolism chases the calories, right?
Exactly.
So if you if you're given an abundance of calories, your body's trying to metabolize them, and if the lower you go, the lower the metabolism goes, because your body's a survivor.
Absolutely.
It doesn't care about a six-pack or a nice set of arms. It still thinks we're living in the middle of the woods, and its goal is to survive and hold as much body fat for if there is a time comes when there's low intake, right? Absolutely. So anytime we go low with our intake and we restrict,
as a human we experience more famine and starvation than excess of energy. That's the body translate. Once you're going on the catabolic and you're reducing your calorie intake, your body translate you have to save your resources because you're in a starvation mode. That's where become body more intelligent and more efficient in basically burning calories, and that's where we struggle with weight loss. And the second thing is the consistency, and the reason we might not be consistent, again, because we are restricting or we are not enjoying the path that we are looking to. We are doing just for the sake of the outcome without actually enjoying the process.
You got to enjoy the experience.
Absolutely.
It's a long process in life to do anything great, so you got to enjoy the process. So let's jump into, I'm trying to move us through as many things. The point of this video is for you guys to watch this that are skeptical about hiring a dietitian or worried that you might not be able to achieve your goal. We're trying to get the message across that this is the place for you to come to get the proper information and database science and support system to help you make this a long-term life goal, right, and a lifestyle. Vitamins, minerals, juicing, things like this. So we know that obviously I take vitamins and minerals, you probably do as well. You walk into the store, right? Whether it's a supplement store, it's a health food store, you walk into the vitamin section, your head just explodes, right? Like you don't know what should I be taking. And I always say you should be taking vitamins that you're deficient in. Well, most people have never had a simple blood test to know what they're deficient in. So vitamin wise, a lot of people think, if I take this vitamin, we're going to lose weight. And it's not to your fault or anybody's fault. It's more just people getting misinformation, right? Like a lot of people, I've had people say to me, if I take protein shakes, will that help me lose weight?
Wow.
Right? Just because they think that, they see the picture of the bodybuilder drinking the shake and they're like, I got to drink a shake and I'll lose weight. They don't understand it. So vitamins and minerals. What are some of the basic vitamins? And I'm sure you would agree with me that you should be using ones you're deficient in.
Right.
And if you are deficient, you should probably try to change it with your diet.
Absolutely.
And then top up anything that you may be deficient in. For me personally, I take a lot of omega-3. I take vitamin D3, and sometimes I'll even add K2 incrementally through that.
Right.
Obviously to pull calcium out of my blood and drive it into the bone. And I'll take some whole food vitamin C, mainly because whole food vitamin C for me help decrease my LDL. Because it helps in the arteries and stuff like that, and obviously it's really good for your immune system. So what are some of the what are some of the vitamins and minerals that people can actually use without getting a blood test that you would recommend that they
Right. So as we mentioned, most of our vitamins and minerals we take from our diet if we've been eating properly. However, especially in Canada, we do have to take some certain multivitamins, vitamins and minerals. For example, unfortunately up north we are least exposed to sunlight, and that's where our most vitamin D is formed in the skin, and that's number one to be recommending to take is vitamin D is very important for both mood, for bone health, and many other effects that it has it. And another vitamin is omega-3s, especially EPA and DHAs are very important for our health, and unfortunately again we don't eat much fish. Those are more in the seafood product, and we don't eat much, and if you're not having enough of flaxseed, chia seeds, those are high in omegas, you need to get them in supplement form. Of course, also now that we are in the COVID and we are hitting those cold waves and about to hit the winter, it's important to boost our immunity. So I will advise also some vitamin C to boost your immunity at the morning. And if you are feeling tired or you're feeling basically lethargic, it's also very good to have some magnesium.
Okay.
So those are, but otherwise, I see so many people buying B complexes or all those vitamins.
And they do have a purpose.
Absolutely.
If you're deficient in it. Right?
If you're deficient, absolutely. But if you, unless your blood test shows that you need the other vitamins or minerals, then you don't need to have it. Most likely, you can fix it with a diet.
Yeah, and I wanted to cross across that because a lot of people, you go to their cabinet and it's full of every vitamin and mineral you could ever imagine, but their diet's still not on point, right? So a lot of people, we're just trying to answer some questions, and we are going to do a topic on vitamin C, the difference between whole food vitamin C and just absorbic acid chewable tablets, because there's a huge difference between those. We're going to try to jump in more. So I kind of want to not take this video too far. I think you guys are getting an understanding of, we were going to talk a bit about gut health, but we don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. The goal with this video, which I think we've achieved, is to introduce you to Abraham, give you an idea of his style, what it would be like to sit and have a consultation with him, what it would be like to work with a long-term program with him, and what you can expect when you come to Athletic Kulture. I'm very excited to have you on the team, and I'm very grateful that you're here, and I know you're going to do great things for the community and for the people in Athletic Kulture. So is there anything that you would like to leave the people with that are maybe not skeptical but nervous? I don't have the confidence, I don't think I'm capable of doing it, I've failed many times before, I don't want to let them down. This is a huge investment for you guys financially, but this is your health and your life, right? And if you commit to someone like Abraham for 3, 6, or 9 months, it could change your life, give you more quality life and a longer life. And I say that from the bottom of my heart because I've been around this my whole life, and I know the difference that it can make for people. Is there anything you want to leave them with?
Sure, yes. As a human being, we always need that support, accountability, and the consistency. That's where I am coming through. I will make you accountable. I will support you from all the step by step, all the process. Make sure that you're enjoying what you're doing, and most importantly, you have like 24/7 access to my chat, and we can have like any questions, anything throughout our sessions together. If you're having any questions, I will be with you step by step, helping you and supporting you till like we achieve the goal that you're looking for.
Good. And just to kind of leave it, any information that you are interested in finding out on pricing and package wise, you guys can reach out to us, give us a call, send us an email, DM us on social media. You can reach directly out to Abraham, and then we can kind of start from there. We're doing 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 9 month. Obviously, the more you commit to, the better chance you have at getting through this and creating a new lifestyle. So
right, I will add to that, because like even especially with when we speak about weight loss, the hardest part about the weight loss is not the losing weight, it's the maintenance level. Where it's basically it's when you lose the weight, it's easy, but when you come to maintenance level, it's very important to understand how your body has to do reverse dieting. You go a bit surplus, and then all that we will speak about it, and we make sure that you never gain the weight that you put off, and it will be for good for a lifetime.
Good. Lifestyle is important. Enjoying the process is important. Becoming healthier is important. Your goals matter. And as we always say here, no days wasted. I look forward to meeting you all, and thank you for your support.